Welcome! This is basically my hidey hole for the next future videos because I don't have a nice little sofa to sit on anymore now that I'm back at uni. Why are you so far away? Come a little bit closer. Come on. There we go, super. I had a goal I set myself at the end of 2025, which was to get a 200 kg deadlift. Now, I did not achieve this. I achieved 180 kilograms instead. But I constantly say on this channel, I think I could have done it if it wasn't for the little back twinge I got. However, this twinge has kind of grown and grown and grown to the point where basically my hips are really quite tight because I haven't been stretching and it's pulling on my lower back and it's kind of causing my strength to go down the toilet. And I really think this will help some people if you're dealing with something similar, like because you haven't been stretching, you've kind of got something that seems to be a bit of an injury. And so I'm going to be going over what I've been doing immediately to kind of relieve the pain or the discomfort, what I'm doing long term in order to help aid in my recovery, and then thirdly, what I'm going to be doing from now on until forever. So I basically hopefully never have to have anything like this again. But firstly, I want to talk about prevention to just not even get this in the first place, because I think it's down to three things why I've got the issues that I do have. Firstly, I think it's perhaps because I was in a calorie deficit when I was cutting, which meant that kind of my body wasn't getting the sufficient calories it needed. It was more worried about basically surviving rather than my body repairing itself and keeping myself at 100% for the future. Secondly, I've spoke about it already, but I think it could be to do with the fact that I didn't stretch. I literally didn't stretch at all for like a whole year, even though I was doing squats twice a week, deadlifts twice a week, bench like 4 times a week. I think if I was a lot cleverer and I went back in time, I'd tell myself to stretch, because I've literally only been stretching for 2 days and I can already tell the difference. But enough of that. Onto the short-term things I'm doing to kind of relieve my back pain. Some short-term things also leak into long-term things, so I'm just going to discuss them with the long-term things. Firstly is deep heat. There's a TGF video where they basically bathe in heat, in deep heat, and it's very funny. You should go check it out. But I haven't been doing that. I've just been getting the patches and kind of putting it on the area that kind of affects me, and it seemed to kind of ease it a little bit, ever so slightly. Second off is paracetamol. I've literally just been downing, well, I say downing. I've been having just like 1 dose of paracetamol when it really flares up. Other than that, I kind of just bear the pain. But of course, you don't want to just rely on short-term stuff. So most of the things I'm focusing on is long-term things. And these long-term things include a bunch of things. Firstly, it's walking. I'm making sure to get at least 12,000 steps every single day, because before I was just slacking out on them. I was getting like 8k, maybe 9k, but still not even getting that 10k mark that you should really be getting, and I want to go over that. I want to get like 11 to 12k every single day, like I say, which I've been doing. Secondly is stretching. I've been stretching every single workout session, and when I've got the chance to kind of in my free time, I'll do that as well. I haven't just been at uni doing the splits. No, I haven't been doing any of that. I've just been doing it when I got the chance. Both stretching and walking are incredibly important. The reason I'm stretching is to loosen up my hips over time. As I keep doing it, they'll loosen up a bit more. Hopefully that's the plan at least. And then that will kind of relieve everything from my lower back, because your body is so interconnected with each other. Like, your muscles are everywhere. I mean, I'm stating the obvious, right? But it's true. And a part of your body that you don't think would relate to the other part does. Like, you could literally get a pain in your left toe and go and see a professional about it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's your right earlobe, mate. Unfortunate. I'm not saying it's that extreme, but obviously my hips are out of line, so that's going to pull on my lower back. But by stretching, that should resolve that. Walking, it's the same thing. It's just kind of getting that blood pumping, heart rate a little bit higher, allowing my blood to go around my system faster, and kind of getting rid of that inflammation around my lower back a little bit better, compared to if I just kind of sat still and did nothing, because walking is actually one of the best ways of relieving aches and pains like this. That's the physical part, but also the mental part's quite tough as well. It's kind of like letting go of that 180 and that heavy lifts that I used to be able to do, and just kind of understand that if I push it anymore and I just kind of don't give in and don't kind of surrender to the idea that, you know what, I do have this little issue issue at the moment. I kind of need to sort it out. It will just get worse and worse for me because, you know, I guarantee if I held on and still went into my sessions trying to deadlift 150 on a week 2, which I normally could genuinely do at a relatively low RPE, I'd probably end up with a slip disc. And I understand it can be hard to let go. It can be hard to let go in many situations in life, not just in lifting. I think that's something I can pat myself on the back for, the fact that I have surrendered rather quickly and understood that the quicker I surrender to the situation, the faster I can get back on track and get to that 200 kg deadlift goal. Another thing that's short term but also could basically be long term depending on how long the situation lasts and how long my back plays up is that I'm switching from competition deadlifts to trap bar deadlifts and other deadlift-esque exercises. Now the reason I'm doing that is because it keeps the stimulus of the deadlift, so ideally I won't lose any strength in my deadlift when my back returns to normal, i.e. if I went for a 180 deadlift when my back was totally normal in 5 months, I could get that just like I could before this issue, and it basically prevents me from losing all my deadlift strength that I've gained over the past year. If I didn't keep the stimulus, I would still be able to get back to my deadlift. It would just take longer because muscle memory is a real thing. I'd get there a lot quicker. But it's just time that I can save and build towards an even bigger deadlift, especially when I can literally just do a couple other safer exercises and remain with my stimulus. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all of that nonsense. Love you all. Take care.